What's going on, everybody? This is Lee Kirby Ditko Comics here, and in this video I'll be showing you guys the most impressive comic haul you've ever seen. It is two huge major Golden Age keys. Let's take a look at them. The two books are Whiz Comics number 2 from February of 1940, the very first appearance of Captain Marvel.
Mightiest mortal and champion of justice, this hero was first introduced as Billy, an orphaned paperboy working the night shift by the subway station. In the first issue, Billy was approached by a shadowy figure and beckoned into a subway station where a magical train arrived and transported him to a secret cave. There, Billy entered its passageway alone and discovered a hall filled with statues showcasing the 7 deadly sins, as well as an old man sitting upon a marble throne. Welcoming Billy by name, he introduced himself as the powerful wizard SHAZAM, explaining that he had fought evil for the last 3,000 years, and that his name was an acronym for Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury, as he possessed their respective gifts of wisdom, strength, stamina, power, courage, and speed. The wizard likewise explained that he had been watching Billy since birth, witnessing both the death of his parents and his wicked uncle stealing his inheritance. He had chosen Billy as the one to carry on his quest of fighting injustice and cruelty due to his pure heart.
I've been watching you for some time, Billy, and now bestowed with the wisdom, strength, stamina, power, courage, and speed of the gods, you will become our new protector. You will become Captain Marvel.
Bestowing his powers on the boy, Billy would only need to say SHAZAM in order to transform into the grown-up superhuman champion, Captain Marvel, clad with a lightning emblem, red outfit, and cape. Following this, a granite block hanging over the wizard's throne snapped and crushed the wizard, while Billy was magically transported back to the subway entrance. The next day, while selling papers, Billy overheard a conversation by the henchman of a mad scientist who had recently made the front page for threatening to destroy the USA's radio system. Tracking them to the nearby Sky Tower apartments, Billy decided to contact the head of the radio company to inform him of his discovery. The executive offered Billy a job if he could prove what he was saying was true. Unable to sneak past the building's security, Billy decided to scale a neighboring building and use his newfound powers to make a mighty leap to the villain's secret laboratory, crashing through the window to smash their radio silencer machine and apprehend the criminals. However, the mad scientist wasn't there, as he had been giving orders to his henchmen through a television screen. Frustrated, Captain Marvel threatened the doctor with prison and death. Afterwards, Billy called over the radio director and explained what had happened, save for the bit about Captain Marvel. Congratulated, he was made a news reporter. In the years that followed, Billy was mentored by the ghost of SHAZAM and likewise bestowed his powers on his crippled friend Freddie Freeman and his newfound sister Mary, together becoming the Marvel family. Billy's origins were also later explained, adding the retcon that his parents had been killed by Black Adam, the first superhero created by SHAZAM that became corrupted by evil and banished to outer space for several millennia. A superhero that once overtook Superman in popularity, Captain Marvel quickly received his own live-action film serial in 1941, before a copyright infringement claim over his many similarities to Superman caused his series to fold in 1953. Ironically, by 1972, DC Comics decided to license the character, before outright buying him in 1991. However, they were forced to rename his comic series and animated series SHAZAM due to the rise of Marvel Comics and their own character of the same name, further preventing him from reaching mass appeal. Today, fans continue to enjoy Captain Marvel's thrilling tales and many DC crossovers, lovingly referring to him as the Big Red Cheese, a lighter version of Superman.
This is so cool! And all I had to do was say SHAZAM!
Book that outsold Superman right here, my Superman number 1, 3-1 back in the Golden Age, and I got it in a very nice 7.0 grade. So it's actually in the top 10 best condition copies, unrestored and restored copies. It's in the top 10 graded copies. There's only 47 copies graded on the census. So absolutely insane. It's definitely one of the rarest Golden Age keys of all time. With Action Comics number 1, there's actually 64 graded copies, and Detective Comics number 27, There's 65 graded copies. So yeah, absolutely insane. One of my favorite books in my collection now. So to have Wiz Comics number 2, 7.0, and my Superman number 1, 7.0 is absolutely insane. And now for the other book I picked up, it is a Flash Comics number 1 from January of 1940. So both of these books came out 1940. This one in January and this one in February. So absolutely insane. One of the very first superheroes from the Golden Age. And this beautiful cover introducing the Flash, fastest man alive.
A superhero whose mantle has been passed down to 5 different heroes over the years, we have decided to focus on the origins of the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick was once a student at Midwestern University in his hometown of Keystone City. Smitten by a girl named Joan Williams, he was dismissed for not being the star of the school's football team. Nevertheless, he was a brilliant lab student double majoring in chemistry and physics who experimented on hard water in an attempt to separate its elements. One night, while working in the lab, he accidentally leaned against a chemical flask, causing the hard water to crash on the floor. Overpowered by the noxious fumes, he passed out, before eventually being found and sent to the hospital. Awakening weeks later, he discovered that he had developed a strong appetite and rapid metabolism. His doctor then speculated that the hard water might have made Jay the fastest man on Earth, due to the elements speeding up his reflexes. Sure enough, Jay had become a freak of science, as he could walk, talk, run, and think faster than any other human, and outrun a speeding bullet. Jay soon escaped the hospital to meet up with Joan Williams. Witnessing his superpower, she asked him to use it to help the school win the state football game, which made him into the school's hero. This celebration was interrupted by a drive-by assassination attempt on Joan's life. Rescuing her, Jay learned that it had been a part of a scheme to force her kidnapped father to reveal the location of a secret atomic research base. This prompted Jay to act, taking up a costumed identity, appropriately modeled on Mercury, the messenger of the gods. This consisted of attaching wings to his father's World War I helmet and shoes, while wearing a red pullover inspired by his football uniform, but with a lightning bolt insignia across the chest. Unlike other superheroes he had read about, Jay didn't cover his face, instead opting to vibrate his face to blur it from witnesses. As the Flash, he tracked down the kidnappers, a gang called the Faultless Four. Using his super speed, he saved Joan's father and dodged the gang's attacks, prompting them to haphazardly cause their own deaths. In the years that followed, the Flash used his powers to become a hero of World War II, founded the Just Society of America, became a prominent scientist, and married his high school sweetheart. Following these events, DC Comics introduced readers to a second Flash named Barry Allen in the 1960s. This police scientist had likewise been transformed by chemicals, and grew up idolizing the comic book heroics of the Golden Age Flash, who was presented as a fictional comic book character. As it turned out, Jay Garrick was in fact from another dimension called Earth 2, and his adventures had miraculously been printed as comic book fodder for Earth 1. The Flashes finally met when Barry vibrated into Earth 2's frequency range and discovered Keystone City. There, he sought out Jay, and they united to save the town from a trio of villains called the Fiddler, the Shade, and the Thinker. Afterwards, Golden Age Flash decided to retire once and for all. However, he would return to aid Barry and his various other successors when needed. A scarlet speedster known for his winged cap and lightning bolt insignia, the Flash continues to appear in various media, with each iteration of the character possessing variations of the iconic abilities that made him a fan favorite in the DC multiverse. He has also become a prominent member of the Justice League, working alongside the likes of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Green Lantern.
Wait!
Make it quick.
Running in, stopping a bullet, that is absolutely amazing. It's also the first appearance of Hawkman, so you can see him right there on the cover, and it's also first appearance of Shira Sanders, who is Hawk Girl, the very first female superhero of all time, and this is graded at a very nice 5.5, so very nice condition. This is also a very hard to find Golden Age book. There's only 61 copies graded on the census, so extremely rare book. So yeah, that is the 2 huge books I picked up. So right here, as you can see, I have my favorite Golden Age keys I own. Green Lantern 1, Submariner 1, Wonder Woman number 1. Then I got my Flash Comics 1, Wiz Comics 2, Captain America Comics number 1. Then I got the big 3, Batman number 1, Superman number 1, the 3rd most valuable comic book of all time. And I have the very first appearance of Wonder Woman graded at a 7.0. yeah guys, that's actually going to put an end to this pickups video. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed watching. Comment your thoughts down below, what you think of those Golden Age books. Which one is your favorite, Flash Comics #1 or Wiz Comics #2? Let me know down below. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to see all my future comic book videos. And yeah, that's going to be all guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
That's all, folks.